Students, welcome to Internet Programming Tutorial Series. Today we discuss about the chapter number 2. That name is the CSS, or we call as the Cascading Style Sheet. Okay, so under that the chapters, the number of topics, they are evolutions of the CSS, then syntax, then how we explore your CSS elements or the selectors, and then inserting the CSS in HTML documents, and we discussed last your inheritance in CSS. So uh, we start the first topic, that name is the evolution of CSS. We go to the slide, and we right now we discuss about that the points. Okay, so what mean by the evolution here? So evolution is nothing as your history. Okay, so how your CSS which is to be produced. Okay, so that regarding we have to discuss. It means uh, from where to where, or we call as a story about the CSS. So in December 1996, the first CSS we have introduced. Okay, so what they have actually, that in 1996 we discussed. Okay, so internet officially introduced to CSS was back in 1996 when the World Wide Web algorithms released it into the world. Okay, so CSS was not the only styling language in development at the time, but the very few or very elements of the cascading and developing sequence. So the World Wide algorithms, they release the first CSS in a www platform. Okay, so they are not actually the produce, they are few taken the few elements in cascading style sheet, and they are development one by one. Okay, so that is the first question on your mind. What mean by the World Wide Web consortium? So W3C we call as it nothing as a forum. Inside the forums, so we have to create the some standards. Okay, so right now here the what kind of the standards are there. So standards is nothing as whatever the HTML inside you use the some tags. Okay, so that tags is nothing as a predefined tags, is nothing as what a standards, and who ones are the produce, that the your World Wide Web consortium. So W3C, they are making the some standards. So the question is how to make the standards are there. Okay, so the number of web application software companies, their employees, the number of volunteers, the number of researchers, they are go to that forum and they create the some standards. If the standards they create, then your platform is nothing as www World Wide Web. They follow the standards and they create that kind of the web applications. So W3C is not tell about the others. You are used that kind of the standards. It means you can create own tags, but they are not the supports in that platform like your www. Okay, so there's some having the issues are there. So that's why we create the some standards, and that's using the standards we create the web application run properly on that platform. Okay, so that is the meaning of the World Wide Web consortiums. Okay, once they create some elements in 1996 we are create and developing one by one. मतलब कि ये फॉरम में ऐसा बनाया है उन्होंने कि आप आके कोई भी एम्प्लॉय, कोई भी वॉलंटियर आके वहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड्स टैग बना सकता है. अगर W3C ने रिकमेंड कर दिया कि ये टैग चलेगा वेब एप्लीकेशन के ऊपर, तो वो क्या करेंगे, रिकमेंड करेंगे ये टैग चलाने के लिए. बट W3C ऐसा कभी नहीं बोलता है कि आप आपके खुद के टैग बनाओ और वो चलाओ. बट प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है कि वो प्लेटफॉर्म पे वो स्टैंडर्ड्स बनाए नहीं होते, तो वो जो बनाए नहीं होते नॉन स्टैंडर्ड, वो अप्लाई करेंगे तो वो चलेंगे नहीं आपके वेब एप्लीकेशन के ऊपर. तो दैट इज़ अ प्रॉब्लम. ओके, तो उन्होंने पहला CSS बनाया. देन नेक्स्ट सेकंड, not the second, actually the discuss again with the same point. The major benefit is that the designer and the developer now had the ability to change the property of the CSS without having to change the HTML. Okay, so it means what, once they create the CSS, that is the major benefit to a designer or the who ones are the developer is nothing as what to change the HTML tag. Okay, they have create or they produce the CSS selectors or the elements. Through that they change the property, and once they change the property they automatically change on the their styling on there. Okay, it means for example, if you want to change the color of any paragraph, so uh, we go to the CSS property and we change the color, okay, without touch any HTML tag. Okay, that is the benefit of the developer or designer. Okay, then that the first ones they create the CSS through the W3C. They given the some recommendations. Okay, what are the recommendation? First, the foreground and the background color images, they have the tags regarding. The second, the font properties such as the typeface and the emphasis. Okay, already we discussed about emphasis. Okay, that kind of the font properties they have once they produce the first CSS that time. Okay, then third, the text including word and letter spacing, they having again the tags regarding elements they regarding. Then fourth, the margin, border and the padding they have. Okay, so that kind of the tags they have, they use in a style sheet. So how to use the style sheet we discuss later, but we discuss about the evolutions, how they create, step by step we have to discuss. Then the second style sheet they have produced in 1998 May. Okay, in that what they tell about, looking to build on the CSS properties, the first working draft of CSS2 was released in November 1997 and become a W3C recommendations in May 1998. It means whenever we working in 1996 of first CSS, at that time they create the draft of second CSS2. Okay, as CSS2. So that time the background the CSS2 also working on there. Okay, and that the November 1997 they have create the draft, and they 1998 the W3C recommend of the CSS2. Okay, so what inside they are we discuss. The version expand the capabilities of properties and made them more dynamic. For example, there are the edge over and the infamous now the absolute text shadow effect. Okay, so what are the elements in CSS first? Okay, we have the expand, or we have to extend the some elements on there, like your dynamic style we have to create in CSS2, like your edge over. It means or we call as a pseudo class or pseudo elements. Okay, then inside what happen, once you mouse over any elements like your paragraph, the once you mouse over the paragraph tag or paragraph whatever the written on there, that we have to change the color. It means your dynamic, already we have the red color and then we change the orange color, so that is we have the dynamic presentations or styling on here. Okay, then another the tag they have extended here, the text shadow. So that text we have to create the some shadow that we called as a 3D we have to produce on there. Okay, that is the second CSS, that is a new one version. And then next, having some complexity in the CSS. Okay, the third CSS is nothing as they produce, and that name is what 2.1 CSS, and they produce in June 2011. What they told about that. However, the W3C the no longer maintain the level 2 CSS recommendations. Okay, it means what the CSS2 is not maintained what longer, because they having the few elements they added on there in the CSS first. Okay, so we have not maintained the longer, so that's why the recommend W3C about this CSS 2.1. Okay, so instead of that in 2004 introduced in 2004 and become recommendations in 11. Okay, so that the background again what the 2004's is drafting again, and the W3C is recommended in 2011. So what they have actually 2.1 increase the difficulty. So right now the number of elements we have add in the 2.1. Okay, so that's why the increase in difficulty. It allowed the definitions of parent-child relationship and gave the designer and developer the ability of define the multiple class name on a given elements. What happened? They give what the permissions to whatever the tags we have from the parent to child. Okay, so the question is what mean by the parents and child. Okay, so tag inside the tags whatever we have. Suppose I have the div tag, and inside the div tag we have the number of tags like your paragraph tag, like your like your anchor tag, like your table tag, like your image tag. Okay, so where inside the image inside the div tag. So div is a parent, and inside what are the element, they are the child. Okay, so that is the meaning of that. Okay, and once you take that the div tag the class name. Okay, so it means what, we can change the property for every whatever the child class. So how we change the property, we discuss in selectors. Okay, that is only you keep in mind what they have to some difficulty if you take the parent child relationship. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, then next I want to remove this complexity in CSS3. Okay, not in CSS3 the complexity. Okay, they give the some extra features are there. Okay, what are the features are there? We discussed that presentation. Okay, right now the CSS level 3 has been in development since 1999, and it's the version most of the us are the familiar with now. The biggest difference here, the introductions of module, each with its own capabilities and extended features, the sum of which have the replaced previous aspect of CSS 2.1. Okay, what are there? The W3C recommended are the first, the June 2011, the colors. Okay, we have to produce the RGB colors. The September 2011 again the selectors level 3. Okay, so some elements they are support to particular attributes, but style or the selectors using we have to another the feature they are added. Okay, the September 2011 again the namespace, we have to produce the different types of the style sheets, internal, inline and external. Okay, and then the media queries. What the media query, they're having the chapters. We have the chapter number 4. Okay. Okay, so this is the last version, and right now we have to use the last version of the World Wide Web. Okay. So finally the CSS is nothing as the markup language used to create the style and customize the HTML elements available in the page. Okay, it means what, we create the different kind of the styles, and we have to create the some customized elements. So that elements we have to make the some dynamic changes, or we call it as a, we have to change the property of the HTML and the web pages. That is the meaning of. Okay, so this is about the CSS. एक बार मैं और हिंदी में बोल देता हूँ कि क्या होगा, क्या होता है. सबसे पहले हिस्ट्री के बारे में बोल देता हूँ कि उन्होंने 1996 में बनाया एक CSS, और उस CSS में बनाने के बाद कोई थोड़े एलिमेंट्स उन्होंने ऐड किए और W3C ने उसको रिकमेंड किया. तो W3C क्या है मैंने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस किया है. ओके, देन उसमें कौन से एलिमेंट्स थे उन्होंने रिकमेंड किए थे कि फॉरग्राउंड, बैकग्राउंड, थे फॉन्ट प्रॉपर्टीज थे, उसके बाद सारे टेक्स्ट और लेटर स्पेसिंग थे, उसके बाद मार्जिन, बॉर्डर और पैडिंग था. उसके बाद उन्होंने बनाया एक CSS2 जो कि 1998 में था. तो उसका काम तो चल रहा था ऑलरेडी, वो ड्राफ्ट में रखा था उन्होंने 1997 में, बट 1998 में रिकमेंड किया फिर W3C ने. उसमें थोड़े से कोई एलिमेंट्स उन्होंने ऐड किए, और वो जो ऐड के एलिमेंट्स हैं वो डायनामिक थे. जैसे कि माउस कोई एलिमेंट के ऊपर लेके जाते हैं, जैसे कि पैराग्राफ के ऊपर लेके जाते हैं, तो वहाँ पे पैराग्राफ का कलर चेंज होगा, तो डायनामिक हुआ, वो पहले ऑलरेडी क्या था और दूसरा चेंज हुआ, तो डायनामिक हो रहा है सब कुछ। तो उन्होंने थोड़े से एलिमेंट ऐड करके एक्सटेंड करके उन्होंने चेंजेस किए, बट वो चेंजेस किए एलिमेंट्स और जो कोई थोड़े से एलिमेंट्स उन्होंने डाले थे वो ज़्यादा टाइम पे वहाँ पे रुके नहीं। तो 2011 में 2.1 का CSS का प्रोडक्शन हुआ। ओके, एक्चुअली उसका काम चल रहा था 2004 में और रिकमेंड किया लास्टली उन्होंने 2011 में, बट यहाँ पे थोड़ी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बढ़ गई। ओके, तो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी कैसे बढ़ी, उन्होंने जो पेरेंट चाइल्ड का रिलेशन लिया था उस रिलेशन लेने के टाइम पे उस क्लास के ऊपर वो डिपेंड था। ओके, एक क्लास में नंबर ऑफ चाइल्ड, तो कौन से क्लास के कौन से एलिमेंट्स को हमें चेंज करना है, तो डिज़ाइनर को थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्टी हो रही थी, तो इसके वजह से उन्होंने वो रिकमेंड करना छोड़ दिया और उन्होंने लास्ट में लाया 2011 में CSS3। तो यहाँ पे थोड़े एक्स्ट्रा फीचर्स उन्होंने ऐड किए और वो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी भी रिमूव कर दी। तो कैसे रिमूव कर दी, यूजिंग सम ऐड द सम फीचर्स लाइक उन्होंने सिलेक्टर्स लेवल 3 लाया कि उस सिलेक्टर्स में एक क्लास के बीच में नंबर ऑफ अगेन क्लास है और उसके सिलेक्टर कैसे लेने हमें, उसके चेंजेस कैसे करने हैं प्रॉपर्टीज़, तो वो सारा उन्होंने बताया। उसके प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल भी हम लेने वाले हैं। उसके बाद उन्होंने कलर्स में RGB लेके आए। फिर उसके बाद नेम स्पेस मतलब स्टाइल शीट हमें लेना है एक HTML के बीच में, तो कैसे लेना है उसके 3 टाइप्स उन्होंने बोले हैं, एक्सटर्नल, इंटरनल और इनलाइन। ओके, वो बोला है। और एक एक्स्ट्रा फीचर है जो कि बहुत आज मार्केट में बहुत चल रहा है, उसका नाम है मीडिया क्यूरीज। ओके, मोबाइल के ऊपर, और रिस्पॉन्सिव हम उसे बोलेंगे रिस्पॉन्सिव वेब डिज़ाइन। ओके, इस तरह उन्होंने वो CSS का हिस्ट्री बनाया है। ओके, तो वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्रेजेंटेशन और वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, दैट नेम इज ऑफ सिंटैक्स ऑफ CSS। ओके, अभी CSS का हिस्ट्री देखा, बट CSS कैसे बनाते हैं, ओके, उसका सिंटैक्स हम देखेंगे। स्पेशली वी हैव द सिलेक्टर्स, कि सिलेक्टर्स कैसे लेंगे हम। सिलेक्टर्स इज नथिंग एज व्हाट एलिमेंट और द टैग नेम। ओके, यहाँ पे क्या है, सिलेक्टर्स क्या है, हमारे पास एक एलिमेंट्स है और द टैग है, उसका नाम लेना है। तो इनसाइड what we have the open curly braces and property name and property value. Suppose I have the property name like your color and that value is what, the property is a green. Okay, मैंने नीचे एग्जांपल भी दिया है कि आप अगर कोई एलिमेंट ले रहे हैं HTML पेज में, बॉडी के बीच में कोई एलिमेंट लिया आपने, पैराग्राफ, तो सिलेक्टर्स क्या होगा, पैराग्राफ। ओके, सो P ओनली, तो टैग का नेम वहाँ पे लेंगे हम लोग। ओके, टैग का नेम मतलब क्या, मैं आपको बोल देता हूँ। अगर मैंने लिया पैराग्राफ टैग, यहाँ पे ओपन किया और यहाँ पे मैंने क्लोज किया, उसके लिए बीच में लिखा मैंने हाय। ओके, तो हाय को अगर मुझे अभी कलर चेंज करना है तो मैं क्या करूँगा, P यहाँ पे लूँगा, यहाँ पे P। ओके, और ओपन करूँगा और क्लोज करूँगा, उसके बीच में लिखूँगा कलर, और जो मुझे कलर देने थे मैंने दे दिया। तो कलर कैसे दिया, कलर देन कोलन, यहाँ पे कोलन होगा। ओके, एंड देन द वैल्यू ऑफ कलर, तो जो भी कलर का वैल्यू होगा वो मैं दूंगा। यहाँ पे इस तरह से हम चेंज करेंगे। मैंने फिर बॉडी टैग में अनदर एलिमेंट लिया, सपोज एंकर टैग लिया। ओके, तो एंकर टैग में कैसे होगा, ए लिया। ओके, यहाँ पे ए क्लोज कर दिया। सपोज ए में कुछ टेक्स्ट लिखा था मैंने, कुछ भी टेक्स्ट, सपोज उस टेक्स्ट का मुझे कलर चेंज करना था, तो मैंने ए यहाँ पे रख दिया, ए, फिर ओपन किया, फिर क्लोज किया, फिर उसका कलर जो भी देना था मैंने दे दिया। ओके, तो इस तरह हम क्या करेंगे, इसका सिंटैक्स कंसीडर करेंगे इन स्टाइल शीट में। तो यहाँ पे क्या है कि प्रॉब्लम कि एक ही एलिमेंट नहीं होगा, तो बहुत सारे एलिमेंट्स होंगे। सपोज एंकर पैराग्राफ है, तो HTML पेज में बहुत सारे पैराग्राफ होंगे, 1 2 3 4 5। तो हर एक पैराग्राफ को कैसे हम चेंज करेंगे, हर एक पैराग्राफ को अलग अलग कलर चाहिए। तो हमेशा हम पैराग्राफ का नाम नहीं लिखेंगे। अगर सपोज मैंने एक पैराग्राफ लिख दिया यहाँ पे आपके पेज में 3 पैराग्राफ है। ओके, 1 2 और 3, ओके। यहाँ पे और एक पैराग्राफ है, तीनों को मैं यहाँ पे क्लोज कर देता हूँ, ओके। यहाँ पे मैंने क्लोज कर दिया। तो अगर मैंने यहाँ पे एक पी डाल दिया, यहाँ पे एक पी, और उसका डिफाइन कर दिया कलर ग्रीन, ओके, यह वाला ग्रीन, तो क्या होगा कि तीनों पैराग्राफ को वही कलर होगा, ग्रीन वाला। बट आई वॉन्ट टू चेंज टू एवरी पैराग्राफ the different colors, okay। so what we do, so that having the we have the what the css, यहाँ पे सिलेक्टर्स लेवल जो था मैंने बढ़ाया है यहाँ पे 3 वाला, ओके। तो कैसे किया वो देखेंगे हम बाद में, ओके। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी डिस्कस दैट द पॉइंट हियर, ओके, व्हाट द इंसर्टिंग यहाँ पे css in an HTML documents, okay। यहाँ पे exploring the CSS selectors हम बाद में देखेंगे। जो मैंने अभी बोला कि हम पैराग्राफ के 3 कलर्स कैसे डिफरेंट देंगे, उसके बारे में एक्सप्लोरिंग किया है, तो एक्सप्लोर किया है उसको, तो वो बाद में देखेंगे। बट बिफोर इंसर्ट कैसे करेंगे हम CSS स्टाइल शीट, उसके बाद 1 बाय 1 हम एग्जाम्पल लेके सारे सिलेक्टर्स देखेंगे, ओके। तो इंसर्टिंग द CSS एंड HTML डॉक्यूमेंट, तो फर्स्ट we have the CSS can be added in HTML document in a 3 ways. First, inline by using the style attribute inside the HTML element। मैं क्या करूँगा कि मेरे पास स्टाइल नाम का टैग है, ओके। उस टैग में मैं एट्रीब्यूट्स लूँगा, ओके, और जो भी एट्रीब्यूट्स लूँगा यहाँ पे, ओके, वो क्या रहेंगे, टाइप रहेगा, ओके। और से बहुत सारे एट्रीब्यूट्स है मेरे पास, वो कैसे लेने क्या लेने वो हम देखेंगे बाद में, ओके। सो फर्स्ट द इनलाइन CSS इज यूज्ड टू अप्लाई a unique style to a single HTML element, okay। Of course the unique style we have, and inline CSS use the style attribute of an HTML element। For example, take the color of paragraph element, okay। So we discussed about the inline CSS in practically, okay। Go to editor and we come to the template of HTML5 here, okay, and we discuss here, suppose I have the paragraph here, open and close this one, and we suppose we take the paragraph inside, suppose this one we copy and we consider as a paragraph, okay। यहाँ पे मैंने पेस्ट कर दिया, ओके। ये पैराग्राफ है मेरे पास, उस पैराग्राफ का मुझे सपोज यहाँ पे मैंने रन किया, यहाँ पे मुझे दिख रहा, उसका मुझे इनलाइन स्टाइल से प्रॉपर्टी चेंज करनी है। तो मैं क्या करूँगा, इनलाइन अगर मुझे करना है तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, इनलाइन CSS यूजेस द स्टाइल एट्रीब्यूट। तो यहाँ पे मैं क्या करूँगा, इनलाइन में स्टाइल नाम का एट्रीब्यूट लूँगा यहाँ पे। You know the attribute very well, that attribute value how to take very well, okay। So यहाँ पे डबल इनवर्ट कॉमा, फिर उसको दूंगा कलर एंड देन कोलन, दैट द कलर वॉट एवर यू वांट, यू टेक द कलर नेम और द हेक्स फॉर्मेट। इफ यू नो द हेक्स फॉर्मेट रिगार्डिंग, तो you can take the hex format on there, okay। So I take the color name there and we check that the color will change or not. Yes, that the red color we have to come and we see in that this is one, okay। So that is the first that we call as a inline style। So it means what, we have the style tag, the style attribute inside the any element, that is nothing as your inline, okay। This is the type of CSS, the first CSS type here, ये वाला CSS का पहला टाइप है, ओके। मतलब स्टाइल एट्रीब्यूट लेना है कोई भी एलिमेंट के बीच में, ओके। दैट इज वी कॉल्ड एज inline CSS। The second thing is what, the second what, the type the internal। So by using the style elements, right now what here, the first is what, a style attribute, okay। Internal what happen, the style element, okay। Attribute and element we have the difference। So right now what day, by using the style element in the head sections here. Okay, so I remove this one, inline CSS here. Okay, right now, and we check the what we as it is the program. Okay, we have never changed because we are not changing the any properties. So here what they tell, inside the head section we use the style element here. Okay, so suppose in style element we can take the attribute type, or what we can remove this one also. Okay, suppose I remove this one type here. So by default they consider the style type is a CSS. Okay, so here what happened, the paragraph P we have. So according to definition syntax, definition what here, the selectors. So what the selectors right now, I want to change the paragraph color. So selector is what, P. Okay, then curly braces open, enter, then we want to change the color, and then colon, then the red color we have, then semicolon at the end of the what, semicolon, enter, and then we close the your curly braces and we run this program. What happen, check, yes, what we change the color right now here. Okay, so it is what, once you take this one tag, okay, which one, that kind of the tag which is under the what, header section, that mean what, the internal CSS, what, the internal CSS we call as. Then what about the third here, external CSS. So by using the link element to link to an external CSS file, it means what happen, I want to create a separate file. Okay, so what the separate file here, I want to remove this one, this one, this one, style tag also. Okay, I want to remove regarding that internal CSS, we remove all here, and here we create the one file and that file we take, suppose the P. Okay, tag, we want to change the color of the that file. Okay, so what we do, the P, enter, then what, curly braces open, then what, the color. Right now we have changed the color here, that suppose I take the blue color. Okay, so then semicolon, enter, and the curly braces complete here. Okay, that file I save using .css extensions. Okay, यहाँ पे download and then practice. Okay, and that practice I take here, the name is what, IPT CSS and that extension is what we consider CSS. Okay, what we take this extension dot CSS, then save this file here. Okay, I save this file, and whatever the file we have create there, here, that is the file we again save using HTML. So suppose I take the file name is here ipt6 ipt6.html, save this one. Okay, this one file I save using what here, so let's check this one, what, ipt6.html, this one file. Okay, this one file. Then what they tell, go to the presentation, by using the link element, what, the link element to the link to an external CSS file. Okay, so where we link that the file, we are again, we go to the header section. Okay, and we take the link element or link tag. Okay, inside we are taken or told about the link relation here, relation, that is nothing as what, style sheet. Okay, what, style sheet. Okay, then we told about the uh, href. Okay, it means what? Where we create the css file. Okay, you give the path for this. Okay, we are saving the same location. Okay, it means what? We have that css file and the html file. We are saving the same folder, like your download practice, that the same folder we have to save. That's why we are given name only on there. Okay, like your what? ipt css dot css here. Yes, that is the thing we have. And then last one, your type. Which type of the we have the css type equal to here, sorry, the text and slash a css. Okay, that type we have. So that is the meaning of what here, whole the line meaning of that we called as here. That is a we have, sorry, okay, here that is the meaning of what here, whole line is nothing as what, the in external style sheet. Okay, I right now what access the external file into your html file. So that is meaning of what, external css. So your external file is nothing as your iptcss.css. Okay, so we check again that the iptcss file, okay, the color is what, blue. And then we go to again the ipt6 html file and we run this file. So what, the paragraph color we want to be a blue color. So we run this program. Yes, what we got, the blue color we got here. Okay, so we come to again the css file and we change the color here. Suppose that external file we change the color like your green. Okay, and when we add the property here, that name is a font size. Okay, and font size, suppose I take the 20 pixel more. Okay, we take the more because practice purpose you have to taken. Okay, we change the size of the that font or not, we check, we save this file. Okay, and we come to here iptc6 html file. Okay, again we save this file. Right now what we do in ipt6 here, that file we go there and we change the property. We check the color, we change the color green, as well as the font size we have to taken there, that is the 20 pixel. Okay, and we run this right now the program here. Okay, so we check, yes, that we got the green color and then the size which is what change here, the 20. Okay, again we change the size here. Okay, we go to the css file and suppose I take the 30 more size we have take, we save this file and we come to ipt6 and again we save this file in ipt6 html. Now run this. Okay, so what, we change the font size also. So it means what, that html file we can access your the css file. Okay, so that is the meaning. We come to here the presentation and we here we come to external style sheet presentation. And again once you take what they told inside, then external style sheet is used to define a style for many html page. Okay, so that why we take for the many html page we discuss in inheritance. That is the last topic here, this one the last topic, why we take in many pages. For that the your external style sheet we discuss. Okay, we later. Then to use an external style sheet, add the link to init the head section of the each html page. So by example here, what the link we have to taken there. Okay, here link which is what inside the head section. Okay, so we have already. And then the external style sheet can be written in any text editor. Okay, the file must not contain any HTML code, and the must be saved with the .css extension. So already we have the text editor and we save the one file that name is a text, sorry, iptcss.css extension. Okay, so what my question is, what right now, uh, what is the use of the external css? Already we have suppose the inline and internal css. Through that we can design that or we can make the styling inside the elements, HTML elements. So what is the use of the external css? Okay, so we have the one example regarding that. Suppose I have the one website. Okay, this is the suppose website, and that website we have suppose 10 pages. Suppose this is the page number 1 and this is the page number 10. Okay, that every page we suppose consider as this is the first page and this is the 10th page. Suppose every page we have to consider the same template. So template in the form of suppose header, that left panel, and this is the footer. Okay, this header, the left panel, and that is the footer. So I have the what, the same template, header, left panel and footer. So what mean by that? So inside the website from first page to 10 page we have written the same code about the css code. Okay, so same styling code, header, left panel and footer. So what mean by that? We have right now here the some same code we written the every page. So redundancy which is to be happen on there, the same code which is happen to be there. So once your website is load, that time what your time will be more to loading that the page on the your browser. So instead of that we are use external css. Okay, it means what, we create one css external. Okay, and that the css we call for every page. So here that HTML page, suppose this is one the HTML page first number, and that inside we call that a css here. Okay, using link tag. Okay, using link tag. Okay, same we can call what here, that the css using a link tag. Okay, it means what, we have written here what, the same template, header, left panel and footer, which is to be called to every page. Okay, that is the meaning of that. Okay, अभी क्या हो रहा है कि वी एक्सप्लेन अगेन हिंदी ऑल्सो, कि कोई भी वेबसाइट अगर हम बनाते हैं तो उस वेबसाइट का हमें पहले टेम्पलेट डिसाइड करना पड़ता है कि मुझे उस वेबसाइट में क्या चाहिए, हेडर चाहिए, पैनल चाहिए, फिर फूटर चाहिए. तो वही जो डिज़ाइन होती है और टेम्पलेट होता है तो हर एक पेज में हम लगाते हैं. तो अब कोई भी वेबसाइट आप देख लो मार्केट में, तो उसका जो भी होम पेज होता है और उस होम पेज के अकॉर्डिंग बाकी के टेम्पलेट उन्होंने बनाए होते हैं. तो सेम थिंग अगर हम बनाते हैं तो हर एक पेज में हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, वही कोड डालना पड़ेगा स्टाइल के लिए, कि हेडर, लेफ्ट पैनल एंड फुटर के लिए. बट अगर वही कोड हम डालते रहें हर एक पेज में तो वो क्या होगा कि डेटा डुप्लीकेशंस वहाँ पे बढ़ जाएगा और पेज लोडिंग के लिए ब्राउज़र में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा. तो इसके जगह पे उन्होंने क्या किया, एक्सटर्नल CSS का यूज़ किया. उसमें क्या होगा कि एक्सटर्नल CSS फाइल में बना लूँगा. ओके, और वही CSS फाइल का जो भी टेम्पलेट रहेगा वो टेम्पलेट में हर एक पेज में मैं कॉल करूँगा लिंक टैग के थ्रू. ओके, ऑलरेडी हमने इसका प्रैक्टिकल देखा है कि हमें कैसे वो एक्सेस करना है लिंक टैग के थ्रू CSS फाइल, एंड दैट वी कॉल एज व्हाट, external CSS. Okay, so this is about the your external CSS. Okay, and that the questions they ask number of time in university, what mean by the CSS, how many types of the CSS. Okay, if they ask the question suppose the 5 mark, so you just give the explanation whatever we written in the presentation. Suppose inline here, then internal here, and then external here. Okay, if they ask the question about the 5 marks, if suppose they ask the question is 10 marks, then what, you just give the explanation, that one presentation, as well as a practical example. Already we did, or already we taken that example. Okay, the color, taken the color in paragraph, in inline, inside the element we take the just style attribute, and using that we can make the paragraph color. Okay, so this is example you have to taken. Then second, internal presentation you have to written, as well as give the example practically. Then external, again same, give the presentation and explanation about the practical. Okay, so that is the given explanation and example for the 10 marks. Okay, so enough for today. That is the first part we have to complete. The second part, what we have checked the selectors types. Okay, so if you want to design in different way, okay, so the what are the selectors are there, and how we take or how we customize the HTML element using selectors syntax. Already we discussed about the syntax. Okay, and this is about the second part. Okay, we discussed also that the second part about the examples. Okay, one by one examples, that the part we discuss next video lecture. So today enough for